Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Presley, and in this video today, I'm going to be giving you my review for Blue Book 1961. Now, this is a Dark Horse published book that was written by James Tynion IV with art by Michael Avon Owing, and this was a very interesting book. Now, up until the very end of this volume here, I did not know that this was nonfiction. James Tynion does a great job of creating a beautiful atmosphere, great characters, and then later down the line, we find out that this is actually based on real people and real events that happened to these people. So Blue Book 1961 involves Barney and Betty Hill and their stories with an alien abduction that took place in 1961, hence the title. And I really love alien stories. I love stories about UFOs. I love stories about alien races and abductions and them coming to Earth and us like interacting with them. I love all that kind of stuff. So this book was actually really interesting. Right off the bat, I will say Michael Avon Owing's art is not my favorite. I do think it serves the story well. I love the two-tone blue and the black and white. There's nothing else in the book except for blue, black, and white. So that creates a lot of great atmosphere. His artistic style itself is not my personal thing, though I will put some panels on screen right now to show you in case it is your thing. You may like this more than me. It gives me Bog Bodies vibes, but I like Bog Bodies drenched black contrast a lot more. The art in here, again, it serves the story well. It's just not my cup of tea. However, I didn't give the book any demerits because of that, because I don't think having a personal taste in art makes a book necessarily better or worse. The quality of this book is still great. Now, it follows the story of Betty and Barney Hill as they're driving home from a vacation in Montreal, and they're driving in these white mountains, and they happen to come across an alien spaceship. Now, the story's interesting because we only see the abduction at the beginning. We don't actually see what happened during the abduction. We just see the fact that it happened, and then they come back changed people afterwards. But later throughout the book, as they're going through hypnosis and trying to remember what happened, we start kind of peeling back the layers to this abduction, and we find a lot more to it. And I'm not going to spoil what actually happens, but I love the structure of the story, how it starts off very simple, and then the mystery continues to unfold as we get more characters in here, like therapists and people who work for the government and news journalists and things like that. I really like this book. I thought it flowed beautifully. And again, I didn't know it was nonfiction until the end, because he really makes you feel like all these characters are unique, and I love that. One thing James Tynion does a great job of is creating atmosphere in this book. And in the end, there is a little like after note by the artist, and he did say that he loves how James Tynion creates atmosphere, and you can really tell. I mean, this book is a little bit disturbing, especially at the beginning when the actual abduction happens. You can kind of feel the sense of dread and the sense of panic and tension rising. I really did enjoy that. I thought it made for a very compelling scene and a very compelling first issue. And then as we go along, we're kind of learning more about it. I love that the unraveling of events really makes you feel excited, because we're kind of learning these things as we go along with the characters. So they're also figuring it out for the first time. And I love that style of storytelling where the characters are also not in the know, just like we are. Overall, the fact that this is nonfiction instead of fiction, it's not really a demerit, but for me, I do prefer fiction. And the art as well, not being my absolute favorite, means I can't give it a perfect score. But again, I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not giving it any demerits for that. But I'm going to give this book a 4 stars out of 5. I really did love it. And I think, especially if you like nonfiction, you should read this book. It's an important one because it also has a commentary about the UFO scene throughout America and the UFO craze, like from the past up until now. It really just dives into why people, especially Americans, are so obsessed with UFO sightings and encounters. I think it's a great book if you're into UFOs, if you're into aliens, or just into nonfiction history. But yes, 4 stars out of 5. And with that being said, thank you so very much for watching. If you have read Blue Book 1961, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts, opinions, and rating on it. If you haven't read it, give it a try. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more daily videos, and I'll see you later.